Hi guys, Adam at Sort My Social here. Just wanted to take you through. This is a question that I get asked a lot. When we explain to people that really when they work with us, it makes a lot of sense for them to sign up for sort of 3 to 6 months. A lot of restaurants want to sort of do a month trial, which we do, but there is a problem with that in that we can't really get the true return on the investment until sort of month 2 or 3, to be honest, in most cases. And I want to kind of just explain why that is, explain the reasons behind it, so that people can actually understand how this program works and why it makes a lot more sense to look at this as a longer term investment rather than a quick win. So when we run the program, if you've watched the other videos, you probably already know a little bit about what our system does. So we've got a system that generates vouchers for people through Facebook Messenger. We drive sign-ups to that voucher system, so we get people to subscribe to the Messenger channel, to give us their email addresses, so we build a database, and then we encourage them to come in through offers that we deliver directly through Messenger. Okay, and the goal of the program is to not just to get people to come into the restaurant and claim that offer, but it's also then to deliver repeat offers to them, to get them to come in multiple times. Any restaurant owner is going to know that the profit from a customer is not necessarily on them just visiting the restaurant once. Your best customers are the customers that come in over and over again. So part of the program, as you may already be aware, is to drive those repeat visits, and as well as that, also drive increased bill spend as well by focusing on the demographics and behaviours of our favourite customers, and keying that into Facebook so that we're always targeting people that are likely to be more and more like our favourite customers as we learn more about them in a campaign. But I just want to take you through just the numbers. So this is quite a conservative estimate based on the results that we generally see with clients. So month one, and this is on our very basic program. So this is a £300 a month retainer, and that price is going to be changing soon. But it's a £300 a month retainer with a £300 a month ad spend. So it's a total of £600 per month that you'll be paying to deliver this program to your customers. Now, the first month one, so we start here, we've got £300 retainer fee, as I say, £300 for the ad spend. So that's a total of £600, as you can see here. Now, generally speaking, we can expect at least around 300 people opt in to claim that voucher. It doesn't mean they're going to walk into the restaurant. It just means that they've clicked on Messenger, they've come into your Messenger channel, they've given you their email, they've subscribed to your Messenger list, which means that you can obviously continually message them in future for free. But you've had 300 opt-ins in total. Now, in the first month, generally, most of our offers have a 60-day redeem rate. So as you can imagine, during that first month, we're only going to hit 31 days at best. We're not going to necessarily get everyone that opted in that first month to actually walk in the restaurant. That's obviously going to happen month 2, maybe even month 3, if it's towards the end of the first month that they actually opted in. So they're still going to have a valid voucher well into month 3 in some cases. But we can generally expect, looking at our own data, and again, this is quite conservative, sometimes we've gone as high as 20%, but we can expect about 10% of that audience, okay, to actually come in to the restaurant, the bar, the cafe, and actually spend money in that month. Now, if we had 300 opt-ins, that obviously equates to 30 people. Now, again, we're going to keep conservative on this, and we're going to say, imagine that those 30 people spend only £10. That is fairly common, I think, for a lot of lunchtime places, perhaps. But obviously, if you've got a more evening-focused restaurant, or perhaps a higher-end, service-based restaurant, maybe you're going to be expecting, perhaps 4 or 5 times that per person. But let's stick with conservative, because I think it makes sense to stay at the lower end of the scale so that we can understand, what worst case scenario options are in a lot of cases. So let's say we get 30 people come into the restaurant, the cafe, or the bar. They spend £10. That's going to return you £300. Now, that's only half of what you spent, right? So month 1, in terms of money in the actual till, we've not really delivered, the return on investment. it's easy to forget, of course, that we've actually got 300 email addresses now. We've got 300 people that we can communicate, and we've also got a large portion of those people who simply haven't had time to come in yet. Maybe they only, opted into the to get the voucher, a week ago, at the end of the month. Well, there's a very good chance they're going to come in the next few weeks in month 2. So as we move on to month 2, of course, we've now got a much higher percentage of people in our audience. We've got a much higher volume of people in our audience already. So we're not starting necessarily on the back foot. We've got 300 people already in our database now that we can then obviously send out reminders, messages to encourage them to come in. But we're also going to be building on that, because we're going to go again with another £300 ad budget. Okay, so at this point we're going to spend the same amount on our expenses, £600, but we're going to get another 300 people to join the program, to join the system. Generally, I would actually see more people joining in the second month. The reason behind that is because we're always going to be testing and refining ads, and that first month, when we're running a number of different ads to try and test what works and what doesn't, we're going to get obviously a lot of failures, and that's a good thing, because then we're going to learn about what actually works. So it's likely that you could see around sort of 400 plus potential sign-ups in this second month. Now let's call it 300 for argument's sake. As I say, it's better to go on the conservative side of things. That's going to give us a total now of 600 people in the program. Now, as I said before, there's going to be an overflow of people that opted in on that first month that haven't come in yet. Generally, that's going to be around about double what we saw there. So that's going to be 10% of that original 300, which actually, once you've got 600, obviously equates to only 5%. Now, going on the previous 10% that we know, that makes 15% of 600. Hopefully you guys are following. I'm just about managing to keep up with the numbers here. I was never good at maths, but 15%, right? So 15% of 600 is now 90 people that are going to come in to your restaurant in that month 2. So by month 2, we're looking at now tripling the amount of people that are going to walk in. If they only spend £10 each, now £900 has come through your till. Okay, that's a much, much bigger number, obviously, than 300. Now, you can guess now what's going to happen in month 3. Well, month 3, at this point, we're going to have really refined the ads. We're really going to be knowing the sort of things that are working. We're still going to be doing tests and still improving, obviously, but we're going to have a really good working system that we know can deliver an efficient result now. So, it'll be easy at this point to almost guarantee that we're going to get a better result than the 300 sign-ups through the ads. So let's just, again, keeping it conservative. Let's say we only get, an extra 25%, making it, extra 25%, extra 33%, making it 400 this time. That now is going to give us a database of 1,000 people. And don't forget, we're still spending the same amount, so £600. That number, the amount that's going out is not going to change. That's a fixed number, unless obviously we decide to increase the budget and increase the services that we're delivering. But in terms of this core service, it's not going to go up as we get more subscribers. It's going to stay the same. So that is static. What's obviously not static is the number of people now you're going to have on your database. So all of a sudden, now you've got 1,000 people in your database. That's a huge difference to here when we had none, right? So what we can also expect here is that, and again, a percentage of the people that are in month 2 and even month 1 to some extent still at this point have still not actually come in and spent the voucher or redeemed the voucher that they got. So we're going to get some of the people from month 1 coming in, but we're also going to get a huge percentage of the people from month 2, just like we did when we transitioned to month 2 from month 1, coming into the restaurant. Now, generally, again, quite conservative. I would like to sort of say that we could get to around sort of 25-30% redemption rate by this point. But again, let's go on the side of conservative here and say that we get sort of 17 to 20% of the people coming in. Now, to make it easy, maths wise, I'm gonna call that 20%. Okay, that's going to be 200 people walking through the door of the restaurant and spending money now at this point. Now, if they all spend £10, now we've hit £2,000. Now we're really starting to get somewhere. And of course, this pattern is going to continue through into month 4, month 5. Generally, we see it sort of plateau around sort of the 6-month mark. And that will be kind of where we're at. And obviously the only way then to increase and get more subscribers each month at that point, or dramatically more, is going to be obviously to increase the budget. But that's just a story that I wanted to tell. A sort of standard sort of roadmap, if you like, that our customers are going to go down during a 3-month project with us. That first month, you're not necessarily going to be too happy if we only sign you up for 1 month and say at the end of that month, oh, are you happy with that? Of course you're not going to be. You've not got the money back that you put in. Okay, but the only way we're going to get that money back eventually is to look at this of a much longer term view. This is a marathon and it's not a sprint. If you want to get quick fixes then and quick money, then a program like this isn't necessarily for you. But if you want to make a sustained monthly revenue that's going to drive sales, drive repeat visits, and increase bill spend, and you're prepared to invest in this for 3 months, then this is absolutely an amazing thing for you guys to be doing. So I just wanted to explain that, because it's a question that we get a lot. A lot of customers, they want to do a month trial with us, and we've got to the point now we don't really necessarily recommend that. Although that we've got no reason to stop you from walking away after a month. What I want to make sure people understand is that month 1 is not going to give you anywhere near the same result that you're going to start seeing in month 3, month 4, month 5. Really important point, and hopefully that highlights the importance of looking at this with a longer term view than just that one first month. It's really, really important. This is all about building a database. It's all about getting people in on repeat visits and getting them to come back again and again. By doing all of those things, that naturally is going to take a few months. It's going to take a few months for someone to come into the restaurant a couple of times. It's going to take perhaps a month or 2 before someone actually visits for the first time. So you need to look at this with a much more long-term view than just that first month. I hope that was useful. That's about all I've got for now. Obviously, if you've got any questions, drop us a message, drop us a comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you all soon.